Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Woke Witch Tarot. I am so excited to be doing another pick a card reading for you guys today in continuation of Singles Week, which is now spread past a week. For those of you who don't follow me over on Instagram, I took a little bit ill and I had to take a little break in order to recoup and regenerate and to get my energy to a place where these readings could be what I wanted them to be. As you know, I don't like to do things half-hearted on this channel, and when you're not feeling well, it's not a good time to try to do readings. So I'm playing a little bit of catch-up. I appreciate your patience so much as I worked to start feeling better, so that I can come back to the channel and keep providing these readings for you. I've got some great content that I was able to get made for you, and I'm really excited to share it with you. I hope that you're all doing well. There's a chance that this video might get posted on Thanksgiving or perhaps the day after. So if I catch you on Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. If not, then happy belated Thanksgiving to you. I hope that it was a time for reflection and for gratitude, and that you were able to at least touch base with the people that you really love in your life. Now, for this particular pick a card, we're going to be going over some potential signs that your soulmate or your future spouse is coming into your life, things that you need to be aware of, that the universe is trying to tell you, hey, it's getting ready to be that time, okay? That way we can act appropriately, and we can have this sense of, okay, I know that this is coming. I know that I need to continue to have faith and to be patient for this beautiful, beautiful love. So I've got 4 piles for you to pick from. As you know, these are general readings, so they're not going to resonate with everybody. If you'd like a personal reading from me, you can always reach out to me on my website at wokewitchtarot.com or on my social media. I will be having a sale from Friday through Monday, 25% off site-wide, in celebration of Black Friday and going in through Cyber Monday. So now's a great chance, if you've never had a personal reading done before, to get a little bit of a deal. As you know, I've only done one other sale on my website, and I thought, what better time to do it than now, okay? I got 4 piles for you to choose from, and I decided that I would actually use dice in order to do this particular reading. Somebody had mentioned before that it's better if I put the charm on the table instead of on the cards, and I'm always open to your constructive criticism. So I appreciate that. I recognize that, yeah, it might be a little bit difficult to see the charms or the object to pick from based off of them being at the center of the cards. So for pile number 1, we've got this red dice, red and a little bit of a marbled, speckled design here on that. For pile number 2, we've got a black and white, almost camel speckled design here. For pile number 3, we have this green dice. Very beautiful, almost looks like a turquoise-ish material. And then for pile 4, we actually have a clear, smoky glass for this particular dice. Okay, take a moment to take a deep breath, to ask the universe the question of what pile it is that will resonate with you the most. Which one will hold the keys to the signs that your future spouse or that your soulmate is coming towards you, okay? And when you're ready, you can go ahead and pick pile 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I will see you on the side of whichever pile you picked. All right, if you picked pile number 1, then this is the reading for you on any potential signs that the universe wants you to look out for to let you know that your future spouse or your soulmate is on the way. You've pulled the red dice, and I actually wanted to start by rolling this dice for you. I want to get a number. If we can pick a number out of any of the information in the piles, but from the dice specifically, on what number you should be looking for, and any synchronicities with this particular number for you. This could also be days that might be important on the certain day that you will meet this person, or perhaps a month, okay? For pile number 1, please. What number for pile number 1 should they be looking out for as a sign that their future spouse or that their soulmate is coming? Oh boy, I'm gonna have to do that again. It landed, it landed right on the little face that it has on it. For pile number 1, please, a number that will indicate to them that their future spouse or soulmate is coming. The number 15 here, perhaps a lucky number for you, right? But if you see the number 15 often, that could be a sign that your future spouse or your soulmate is coming. Let's see what we can get for you in regards to the cards, okay? We have Creature's Paw. Oh, we are off to a strong start here, okay? We also have the card of Family. We have the Moon card. We have Community. And we have Book. Okay, now I can tell you right now that one of the signs that you are going to perhaps notice when your future spouse is coming towards you is after you've decided that you're going to quit, that you're going to quit looking for somebody, that you're going to focus on yourself. You are more than likely going to notice that all of a sudden there are a million people that want to pay attention to you. What I'm basically getting from this so far with Creature's Paw, Family, the Moon card, Community, and Book is you're going to be perhaps in a place in your life where you're going backwards. The 15 breaks down to a 6, and if you know this channel, 6s to me always represent the past in some capacity. You're going back to the past. You are doing a lot of self-reflection. The Moon card here, those things that keep us up at night, that haunt us in the evenings when we're ready to close our eyes and go to bed. You're searching your conscious and subconscious mind in this space, and you're asking yourself, what ties, what stories, what habits, what continual cycles have I been a party to in regards to family and community, to my friends, to the people that have come in and out of my life, and what is it that those cycles or those habits say about me? You're at a place where you're very much reevaluating relationships now. We'll see where the rest of the spread goes, but I wonder if this kind of comes after some disappointment. A best friend that you've been loyal to for 6 years, right? 15 years, they all of a sudden break your trust, and it makes you think of all the times that you've been there for people, that they haven't been there for you, and the type of people that you let in your circle, and the boundaries that you have to create in order to live your best life. You're reminiscing here with the idea of the Book, and you're searching your subconscious far and wide on connections with family and community and the things that you've held on to, and whether or not you should have done that, okay? And through that process, I feel a purging coming, a purging of your psyche, a purging of your friend group, of people in your family that you know are not a part of your destiny. They served their purpose. They served the lesson that was needed to be delivered, and now you can move on to write a new chapter for yourself. So pushing people out of your life and saying, you know what, I don't know if we have the healthiest interaction, and standing up for yourself in that way, working on yourself in that way, is one of the places that I feel that you will be. I also see with the idea of family and community, certain people that you've let go of or you've had a rift with, that you have come after reminiscing and thought, you know, it was such a minor slight, this thing that caused all this static between me and my family, or me and my community, me and my friend group, right? I wish I could have that relationship back. I would do things differently, and you're going to reach out to these people. Now, as a part of this process, I feel as a part of this work, you are saying no to relationships right now. You're coming from the place of You know what? Until I fix how it is that I work in my relationships and what relationships I allow in my life, be it familial or on a friendship or coworker level, even until I do that, how can I meet my divine person, right? So you're very much on this quest to better yourself in that way. And the second that you let go and you say, no new friends, hashtag no new friends, right? That's when all of a sudden this creature's paw, these these people all want your attention all of a sudden. Isn't it funny how that works, right? The second that you swear off of men or women or whoever, right? All of a sudden everyone comes out of the woodwork and wants your attention. So I feel that very strongly as well. Now, I also wonder if you're going to be coming into a time where you very much feel like you're seduced by the thought of desire, as in you might find that in these particular months or weeks leading up to this moment, that you are more aroused by life, by desire, by yourself, by your connection with your own body. You find all of a sudden you're like, why am I yearning for touch this way? Why am I always thinking about intimacy right now? I feel like that's almost like drawing you to preparing you for this place where you're going to share this special bond with this person. We also have rejection, creation, and joy. And this very much falls along the lines of what I had kind of stated here with this idea of people and places and things. Look at the, I had said haunts, right? And you're going through your old ghosts here. And what kind of picture do I want to paint in the future, right? What do I want to take advantage of, okay? And what do I want to create? I want to create joy. I want to create, so I need to make room for that in my life by pushing people out and only letting people in that really serve their purpose, serve my destiny, okay? A lot of imagery here about very much connecting with the intuition, with the moon, obviously, this orb of illumination over her head, and even here with creation, this idea that an orb of light, you might see orbs everywhere, or when that feeling when you stare into the sun sometimes and you turn away and everything looks like it kind of has a little bit of a halo. You might be experiencing a little bit of that, feeling like certain things look like they have a halo, noticing spotlights and things of that nature, light specifically. I feel could be a sign that this person is coming to you. Even the idea of the moon, right? That light, light emitting, and you really noticing lights around you. That could be a sign as well. You could even see something like a light flickering, okay? And that could be a sign. You have set your course. You have lead the way. And you have never jammed today. Even here, okay, with set your course and with never jam today, both the same energy. You are so, like, you want to make love to life, okay? You feel so connected with your own sexual power in this time. And you are going to ask yourself, like, why is that so heightened right now? This idea of, like, indulging in dessert, okay? You might also find that you have a very YOLO attitude about your diet, about, right? Like, I'm just going to enjoy myself. I'm not going to restrict here. I also get a lot of nods to the color blue here. There's so much blue that has shown up so far. So the color blue specifically, or perhaps places that are blue, if you examine the chakras and things like that, perhaps you're working on healing something there. The ocean, right? Somebody's blue eyes, the color blue. You might all of a sudden have an affinity for the color blue. Pick up a painting that is painted blue. Okay. No place like home. To be fair, and time for a nap. Now, one other thing that I really notice in this particular pile is animals. I think birds specifically, owls, a nod to the intuition there. And there's a lot of reference to the moon here. You might come into a time, if you follow the moon, right? The moon phases. This might be like a full moon or a new moon where you really feel this sharp energy. You feel intoxicated by the energy of the moon, that light of the moon. And very much this sense of being able to relax in that because you know that a blessing is coming. Even here, this owl, a night creature, right? Another reference to intuition, another reference to the moon in a sense, because the moon represents our intuition. Okay. Patience and surrender. Yeah, definitely coming into a place where you're saying to yourself, you know what? I am tired of getting Mr. or Mrs. right now. I want the right thing. I want the best thing. And you're surrendering to that process. And this is why this comes to you, because you've let it go. All of the feelings that I got in this first row here, you've released. When you decide to release and say, I'm off the market, that is when this person is going to come to you, okay? You might find yourself engaging in story quite a bit, either watching a lot of movies, perhaps romantic movies, right? Reading poetry, or watching a show that reminds you of a feeling that you connect with, that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy, okay? Again, more nods to the moon here. And also to the stars. You might find yourself seeing a lot of shooting stars, or going out and just wanting to sit out under the moonlight and look at stars. This person could certainly be an Aquarius or something, right? With this idea of the star. We also have Pisces here with the moon, Cancerian energy, and Libra here with To Be Fair, this idea of the scales, the battle between the head and the heart, and trying to find a balance between both. You're going to be doing this at a period where you are in deep self-reflection. You are working on your personal growth, and you're pushing away not even pushing away, because that implies resistance, okay? You are accepting that love doesn't need to come right now because you've got other fish to fry. And when you do, that's when this new chapter opens. That's when this book opens. And that's when you rewrite, okay? I almost said rewire. And I think that's what you're doing here, all right? That is when you rewrite the connection that you have, the telepathic connection, right, that you have with this person, and then you guys come together. Very, very beautiful reading for you. Pile number one, I hope that you enjoyed that. I want to know how this reading resonated with you, what your thoughts are on it. And if you've noticed any of these particular signs, if you feel like, yeah, this is coming very, very soon for me, okay? If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to answer as best as I can regarding this particular pile. And if you see anything that I perhaps might have missed, please let us know down below as well, because I know that other people really, they find it helpful when other people have seen something in the pile that was missed before. Tomorrow's video, I feel, is going to be quite fun. It is a video all about your own special talents in the bedroom, what it is that you are either knowingly doing or unknowingly doing that is actually quite a gift in the realm of intimacy. Something that you might even think, I wonder if I'm good at that, or maybe I'm not good at that. But your future partner, it's going to be one of the things that they really, really enjoy that you do. So please stay tuned for that. I also have an Ask Me Anything on Saturday that I will be doing over on my Instagram. So you can feel free to ask away there, ask a question. Regarding love, finances, your personal ascension, what the universe wants you to know, whatever question you'd like to ask. I will be holding that on Saturday, starting at 11 a.m. Hopefully I see you there and at tomorrow's video. Alrighty, pal number one, take care of yourself, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye. All right, if you picked pile number 2, then this is the reading for you on potential signs from the universe that your future spouse or your special person is on their way. I'd actually like to start with the dice for you. I want to, aside from just the cards and the oracle and the tarot cards, get a number for you, a number that you might see in synchronicity. You might see that number over and over and over again as one of your official signs. So I'm going to roll the dice for you and then we'll get into the deck. For pile number 2, please. What number should pile number 2 consider as a sign that their future spouse or future person is coming, please? For pile number 2, please. What number should pile number 2 consider a sign that their future person is coming? The number 4, now certainly this could be a month, right? The month of April, for example, or it could be a lucky day. If you've been seeing synchronicities with the number 4, then that can certainly be a sign that this person is on their way to you. Let's see what we can get in regards to the deck. Elixir, Wolf. We have House here. Fate, oh, lovely. And Ghost. It's so funny that the Ghost card came up here because I had noticed here on the Elixir card that there's almost like a little ghost that floats out of this. Now, you certainly could be at a time in your life where you're celebrating something. Certainly, it could be the opposite too, right? You've been through some trials, some tribulations, and perhaps partaking in a little vino every now and again, and reminiscing on those things. I see very much this place of perhaps examining the ghosts that are in your life, perhaps examining the past, looking at the people that have come and gone in your life. I also can see that a ghost specifically could be something that you feel is a sign. You might see little things moving in your peripheral vision, right? And you think, was that something? What was that? A feeling like there's a presence with you in the room, somebody putting their hand on your shoulder, not literally, but this feeling that your guides, that your angels are there to comfort you. I mean this obviously very much in a good way. I don't see any haunting going on here, but with this idea of the ghost here and home, a sense perhaps when you're at home that you notice movements, you feel like perhaps there's an energy in the room with you. Very much the idea that your guides, the universe is there to say, hey, pretty soon this space will be filled with somebody that you love. The energy that you're feeling now is perhaps a manifestation of that love that is coming in. Even here in this card of fate, right? We have these two hands that come out crossed, and from them, it looks like a gentleman emerges like an apparition from from your hands, as in when you get that sensation, thinking, okay, this is from my future spouse. I send this message back to you. I'm waiting for you, right? There's almost something about reciprocation and holding this fate in your hands and willing it towards you as it notifies you that it is in existence. I really like that idea. You might also find yourself at a crossroads in your life when this person is about to come, right? Very much the sense that you're choosing a different path. Home is in a different direction for you now. You could find that you're deciding to make a big shift in your career or a shift in how it is that you treat your body. Again, this idea of reminiscing and deciding, how do I become the wolf in the equation, the wolf of my own life, and go out to hunt for the thing that I am looking for. I get this desire to like satiate your palate or to satiate your thirst. You could be feeling like you want to indulge in certain types of rich foods during this time. This act of like putting savory foods in your mouth is almost like a nod to perhaps needing a feeling like a craving for that person. And you might think like, wow, my appetite has gotten a lot larger recently. I wonder what that is. And it's because you're literally hungry, right? Now, with the wolf, I keep hearing this idea of the howling. It's funny too because there certainly is some haunted house type representations here, right? With our apparitions here, and with this idea of the howling wolf, perhaps there is that particular sound. You might notice it in movies, right? You might notice it if you live in an area full of nature. You might notice a howl every now and again. So that sound could be the universe saying to you, hey, this person is coming into your life, okay? We have grief, we have perfection. We also have soulmate. Oh, beautiful. So we know that this person is a soulmate that is coming towards you. There's very much this energy here of care, perhaps self-care, right? Again, I had mentioned this appetite. Perhaps that appetite is specifically for healthy foods, fruits, vegetables. I can see that here with the green on the grief card. And I could see this here as well with the, I think they're grapes, raspberries, some kind of fruit here on the perfection card, okay? It's almost like you can sense the energy coming from this person, and that makes you want to change something about you physically. Like you physically want to be in a place where you connect with your own intuition. Oftentimes when there's this theory of ritual, right? And this idea that when we really want to connect with our intuition, we need to make sure that we're fueling the body appropriately. So this craving could be removing the elixir from your life in order to make space for the greens, for the fruits, for the vegetables, right? So that your intuition, your third eye, is performing at peak optimal performance, okay? I certainly feel too a strong attachment to fate, to destiny, like a little twinkling in your heart where you know, you know what? I can feel something really good is coming. You can feel it in your heart. It almost haunts you, this feeling. I'm tapping my chest as I say that. Like I almost get like a pitter patter in your chest, right? A feeling of your heart almost feels like it's even beating a little bit stronger, okay? Now, I notice here we have our wolf and we also have this dog. Perhaps after a breakup or after this moment of loneliness, of grief, a connection with animals here. You could certainly get an animal during this time frame, right? And that love, there's something about the love of an animal, the loyalty, the forgiveness, right? There's so much unconditional love from an animal, and that almost like penetrates into the psyche, and you find yourself very much emitting that in your life because your animal has set an example for you of unconditional love. They've given you that energy and you push it out into the world. But certainly seeing dogs quite a bit, seeing this idea of the wolf, very much like a dog, right? A sophisticated dog. You could be very drawn to animals during this time, but also animals drawn to you, especially if you don't really consider yourself an animal person. Animals coming up to you and you being like scat scat scat, right? It's like you're drawing that energy of unconditional love towards you. Very, very nice. Let's see what else we have here. Focus and pleasure. Okay, another sign for you here is butterflies. Notice here on the focus card, this idea of your intuition, your third eye. We have this butterfly here. And even here, right, again, animals, a lot of animals here. Even here, we have butterflies surrounding her everywhere. I'll tell you a couple things, okay? First, with the sense of focus, again, nailing down, you could feel like a tingling at the center of your forehead. You could feel like you're getting into this place where you're more in tune with your own intuition and with your surroundings, which is why all of a sudden you notice animals everywhere. You notice, right? You're opening your eyes literally to the world and the things that you've been missing because you haven't been looking for them, okay? I also see here that your focus can be very much on transformation. How do I change myself, hydrate myself, treat my body right, okay? Because that is one of the things that funnels, that helps to fuel this revolutionary way of you interpreting the world and feeling the world. Now, with pleasure here, again, I had gotten this sense of craving, of desire, and I see that here as well. You might find yourself in a place where there's a wolf in you, and there's this feeling of like arousal that has been haunting you slowly, almost like devouring you, where you think to yourself, why am I thinking about intimacy so much? Why do I want to pleasure myself so much? Why am I craving this attachment so much, right? A number 4 here, showing up on your spread as well. Let's see what else we have. I wonder what will happen next. Yeah, very much this sense of feeling like you're so connected to your own destiny. I almost get like it doesn't even matter, because you know it's going to be good. You can feel it. You wake up with a pep in your step that you can't even explain. You're like, why am I in such a good mood? Why am I so ready to get out the door and to like be a part of the world, right? And it's because you know that fate is pushing you closer to this person, okay? You're ready to adventure, and you know that you are at the precipice of change. We have 2 cats here. So again, this nod to animals, okay? I can't help but to notice that you also have a lot of blues and greens here. You could be doing work on those specific chakras, right? Green is obviously this idea of love, of that pure energy of love. A lot of curiosity here too. You might notice, because I see this clock here, and very much this idea of like Alice in Wonderland, of you daydreaming a lot during this time, thinking about what would it be like to be intimate with my person? When is this person going to come into my life, right? What would our wedding be like, our children be like? And when you do, you feel like you've lost track of time. I want you to know that if you go into those moments of like meditation, where you're so focused on this butterfly, on this change that is going to be coming into your world, and perhaps daydreaming a little bit about the possible pleasure that you guys can have with one another, I almost wonder if you might be hard on yourself about that. Like, get real, get back to reality, get back to work, right? But I want you to know that that is actually a communication I'm getting here. That's a communication between you and your partner. You're both, I'm getting you're both doing that together. Okay, so don't be so quick to shut that down. I almost get perhaps a sense of when you do find yourself drifting, and you know, okay, I gotta stop daydreaming now and actually like pay my bills and keep a roof over my head, right? When you get into those zones, before you leave it, remember to thank that zone. Say, that was so nice spending some time with you. I welcome you again. Maybe not right this second, right? But leaving those moments with gratitude, that you had the experience, even if it was just in your head, in your body, okay? Thanking the universe, and almost like asking to bring it back, but in a more tangible way, okay? We also have flexible, here and now, and a change in the wind. The wind, nature, the wind, this idea of hearing the wind, or feeling, that sensation when you're in a room and nothing has changed, the temperature is the same, and all of a sudden you get a chill, right? A ghost graces your body, your guides or something, right? Gives you that comforting feeling of, I'm right here, or there's a presence here with you. You can certainly feel that, and maybe you'll get some goosebumps or something like that. That's the universe trying to wake you up and say, hey, remember, let's stay on course here, let's stay on path here. There's something beautiful coming that you can't feel right now, but you know it's there, okay? Here and now too. It's funny that I had mentioned this idea of thinking of being okay with being in that moment where you're daydreaming, and then thanking it, because she sits over this egg, this thing that she's trying to create in her mind here, this meditation that she's having, and by extension, this conversation that she's having with her future person. Between the past and the future, very much in the present, you could find yourself taking some time, right, to breathe, and to center yourself, and to really get yourself into a place where you're okay with the daydreaming, because you understand that it's a connection. It's not a waste of time. It's almost like you bonding with this person that is coming in the future. All right. And then flexible. Now, this very much is the idea of the body. The body, again, this could be in regards to diet, right? Exercise. You might find yourself more physically active, and through that physical activity, by extension, you might also find that your body, because it's sensing more, you get more easily aroused. Okay, but with this idea of these eggs here, I almost get the sense of birth, of seeing birth announcements, seeing things come into creation, your own crafts, your own goals, your own projects, okay? The projects of other people, but also seeing birth in movies, in television shows, those moments where an egg hatches, metaphorically, right? Maybe eggs specifically, okay? Maybe you see some scrambled eggs and you're like, oh yeah, that's a sign that my future spouse is coming, right? But I almost see this as this act of creation, a nod to birth, the birth of this relationship, and the universe saying, pretty soon your egg is going to hatch. You're in the phase right now where you're warming it up, right? You're incubating that little baby, and pretty soon this egg is going to hatch. I almost feel like there's a sense of like cracks developing on it, and you know something is about to burst out of that. Perhaps you're creating a new self, and as you hatch, as you emerge, somebody transformed here, right? More connected with their intuition, with their diet, with their home, perhaps, right? I get like nesting here with the idea of eggs and the bird. You could find yourself doing all these projects. Like if you were a pregnant woman, you know how pregnant women go through a nesting phase? You could find yourself like, why am I organizing my pantry in alphanumerical order? Right? Like the products are in numerical order. You're nesting, you're creating the home that you know you and your future person will occupy together. But this idea of eggs hatching and seeing birth is very much this idea of the new life that you will take on when this person comes into your world, okay? A very, very interesting reading for you. If you like the reading, please thumbs the video up and let me know down in the comments how it resonated with you. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a special reading on intimacy again, an intimacy related topic. I know that you guys enjoyed the last one that I did, so I hope that you'll join me for that video. I will also be having an Ask Me Anything tomorrow on my Instagram. So if you have any questions about love, about career, about your own life path, or any messages that your guides might have for you, please feel free to join me there. We start tomorrow at 11 a.m. and we'll see if I can get your question answered. All right? Alrighty. I hope that you had a wonderful holiday and that I see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye. Alrighty, if you picked pile number 3, then this is the reading for you on signs that your future spouse or your future person is coming. I wanted to actually start your pile by rolling this dice for you. Obviously, we'll get a lot from the cards here, from the tarot and the oracle cards, but I actually want to start with a number. What number is it that if you see this number often or in synchronicities, right, that the universe wants you to pay attention to? So we'll start with this and then move on to the deck. For pile number 3, please. What number should pile number 3 look out for as a sign that their future spouse is coming? the number 9, funny, I almost lost it there, okay? It just wanted to speak. I was gonna shuffle it a little bit more, but it said no, this is the number. So the number 9, now certainly this could be a day, the ninth day of a particular month, or it could be the month of September specifically, but perhaps you're seeing like 999 or 99, right? You notice it's always like 1109 or something like that. That could be a sign that your future person is coming, okay? Let's see what we get in the decks. We have the body, we have rabbit, we have hedgehog, we have love, and we have tree. A very, very interesting pile. Here's where I'm going to start with yours. I feel like one of the first signs that you're going to notice is a feeling. Now, I want to be careful about how I explain this because I feel like it could be a little bit confusing. A feeling of love in the womb or in the genital area. I realize that not everybody that watches this channel has a womb, okay? A feeling of warmth there, almost like a vibration, right? Like you can feel an energy shift in the nether regions of your body. There's something about like an impending, like something is going to be born there, not physically, but like a love will bloom from there, okay? I also could see that you could be at a place in your life where you very much are idolizing love, as in you're going back, because notice how love here sits on a bust as a trophy, okay? You're idolizing love, you're putting it on a pedestal. You could be in this place where when you look at a lovey-dovey couple, it no longer takes you to a place where you're like, ugh, like get a room somewhere, right? Or you don't push it away as, I wish that I could have that. I'll never have that. There's a joy around love. You come to this moment and you say, good for them. I can't wait until I have that in my life as well. There's something about love and you actually witnessing love where it doesn't feel like an impossibility. You don't feel jaded by it. You really feel like a warmth with love, and you think, good for the person receiving love here, whether it's in a movie or at the park or wherever, okay? Good for that person, and I can't wait until I get to experience that too. Your feeling of love changes when it isn't applied to you. When you see other people getting loved on, you feel loved on. And you feel happy for that person's love. Very, very beautiful energy here, okay? Now, certainly you could be loving your body during this time, a heightened arousal, right? And with this idea of the rabbit, the body, and love, like you want to be loved in the body like a rabbit, okay? There's this sense of like, why do I keep thinking about intimacy? Why is it that I feel so connected in this sense, okay? I never spend so much time thinking about that type of stimulation. And so, again, just another nod that that warmth, perhaps, that I had mentioned in the nether regions, right? That could be a part of it too. Your body, like when a woman's body lubricates itself before intimacy, right? Your body energetically is already ready. It knows something is coming, okay? Now, tree and hedgehog here, kind of sandwiching here with love. I feel like you might be at a place where you're doing some examination. As I say examination, the word discovery comes up here, okay? You're doing some examination of your family tree, of the prickly parts of your family tree, and almost the way that you feel a winning relationship should happen. This is particularly, I think, vivid for those of you that have had divorces in your family. People close to you have gotten divorced, or you feel like, man, everybody just gets separated. There's something about that you're trying to pull away from, not just to create your own destiny, but very much this sense of, how do I like what does a healthy and a long-lasting relationship look like to me? You have these thoughts on your brain. They're weighing heavy on your own bust here about this idea of love. You could even be revisiting things about your childhood, things about the way that you grew up, where you thought this was actually really nice. Like I can see how this could strengthen a relationship, or this was really bad. I promise to never talk badly about my partner to my children, because I can feel how much damage that did in my family tree. Okay, with this idea of bittersweet here, I see very much this idea of going through and reminiscing through those times that were sad, but also taught you something. Okay, bittersweet here. With insecurity here, something quite interesting here too with the hedgehog and the rabbit. I feel like you're coming out of this prickly place, so perhaps that's why I had mentioned you being happy for other people that are getting this love, right? Instead of that feeling closes love off. If you notice how he has his arms crossed here, this idea that like the prickly parts of past love left you closed off, and that is an attachment, like the devil card, right? That is something that we were shackled to, and we are working to release ourselves from. So you might notice a connection with yourself of I gotta let this go if I want to make room for this beautiful thing in my life. And discovery here now, there's so many references here to the chest. I feel very much this idea of the heart chakra. You could be very, very much connected with your heart chakra during this time, okay? Discovering like what it feels like to really have that in balance, and perhaps working rapidly to have that imbalance. With this idea of insecurity over the hedgehog, I notice here, right, that when we stay in this place, it shrinks us down. But there's something about this discovery. When rabbits sit, there's something almost like upright about them, perky. And I see that this discovery of your own heart chakra, this gratefulness, even for love that isn't yours, for love that is anybody's, that has you standing up. Instead of crouching down in this insecurity, it has you standing tall, okay? Small animals might be something that you see quite often during this time. I want to be queen, right over this idea of this confidence, falling in love with your own body too, right? Belong to your own dream, create your own life. Yeah, thoughts become things, and you realize that if you think negatively about love, and when you see it, you repel, right? Then that's the energy that you are letting off, okay? Let's see what else we have. To the sea, we have not for you, and we have serendipity. Yeah. I think a lot of you, first, you could be seeing things that represent luck. Now, what do I mean by things that represent luck? Think of fortune cookies, right? You might order from Panda, and all of a sudden they put like 10 fortune cookies in one order, and you're like, what is that? Why would they give me so many, right? Or you get a meal, and like when certain restaurants bring you those chocolate Andes, you're not expecting to get a fortune cookie, but you do. Also, 4-leaf clovers are clearly something that is considered lucky. The number 7 is something that's considered lucky, right? What are the things in your life that are these nods to luck? Whether it's 4-leaf clovers, for some reason I'm getting like that sound, that digital sound that casinos make, not casinos, but that slot machines make. Perhaps hearing something like that in a movie, or right, this thing that like signifies luck, perhaps chance, right? Because that very much, you are relying on luck when you pull a slot machine, right? So that certainly could be the case there as well. Very nice. With to the sea here, I get this place again of the heart. Like you are so connected to that heart space, to your own water, that you very much, to your own water. I gotta show you this. I said to your own water, and look at this. this self-reflection, you realize how much love you have in you. There's this video that I recommend so often. It's actually a Volvo commercial, not a vulva. Pile number 3, get your mind out of the gutter. A Volvo commercial, and one of it's based off of Walt Whitman's Song of the Open Road, and at the end, he says, "I never realized I had so much goodness in me. All seems beautiful to me." And this person, you can tell they really feel that. They're happy, but they want to cry like a happy tear, because they realize the struggle, the constant struggle to identify yourself as a good human being. And when you really feel that connection, like, wow, I never realized that I held so much goodness. All seems beautiful to me. I feel that here, okay? With this idea of self-reflection, of finally you are in this place where the thing that you see looking back at you is no longer alone. You are your own best company here. And I also see that you feel fulfilled emotionally, okay? Now, you could be spending a lot of time near the water with our imagery of oceans, of waterfalls here, but also the sound of water. The sound of water could be something that is a sign, a fountain, the ocean, waves, right? If you turn on a sleep video on YouTube or something in the evening, and it's like beach sounds, and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't select that. It just randomly came on. It's like perhaps a nod here with the moon that the universe wants you to dream about this person, about this love that is coming, and how close you are to kind of like submerging yourself in this beautiful love, that you're not alone. It's a reminder that you have somebody out there that is holding your hand, perhaps not physically at this moment, but the shore, that the tide is going to bring this person in, just like the moon brings in the tides, right? The universe is bringing in your future person. Even here, the sound of a waterfall, water fountain, any kind of running water. You go to bed and you're angry. Okay, you're angry that the faucet is dripping somewhere, and then you remember, oh my gosh, that faucet never drips. That water sound, that is a sign. Okay, now I had mentioned, I just noticed this, I had mentioned this idea that the things about luck. What do you consider lucky, right? What do you consider the signs of good luck? Some people, like for example Italians, they think a bird pooping on your head is lucky. So if a bird poops on your head, that's a sign that your future spouse is coming. Okay, but notice here, 7, 7, 7. Like all these number sevens are here. Okay. So again, even here, this breaks down to your 9 here. Okay, so 7s and 9s, perhaps numbers. Aside from the idea of luck, of feeling like, wow, I'm lucky. Like I could gamble it all. Don't do that, pile number 3. But right, you feel so connected that way. I can see that here. 7s, the idea of luck. You're going to feel like you are blessed during this time, okay? Like nothing formed against you could prosper. I love that idea. I think that's everything that I'm picking up for this particular pile. If you spotted anything that I missed, please let us know down in the comments, because I know that other people find it really helpful to have that, organic communication in the comment section down below. If it resonated with you, please let me know as well. I've got another great video coming out for you guys tomorrow on intimacy, an intimacy related video, because I know you guys liked that one before. So please stay posted for that. I also have an Ask Me Anything that will happen tomorrow as well over on my Instagram. So if you have questions about love, about family, about career and finances, your ascension, or any messages that the universe has for you, please feel free to join me over on Instagram. And you can ask your question when the Ask Me Anything starts. And hopefully I can get to your question. I have a lot of time that I've allotted for tomorrow's, because I'm making up for the previous weekend for only being able to do an hour, okay? Alrighty, pile number 3. I hope that you have a good day and that I see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. All right, if you picked pile number 4, then this is the reading for you on what signs you might see or notice that will be a nod to you and to your intuition that your future spouse or soulmate is coming. I'd like to actually start. You picked this smoky clear dice, which is really cool. It's definitely my favorite visually from the piles. I want to start by actually rolling this dice for you. Obviously, we're going to get into the deck, but I wanted to get a sense of any number, aside from what we're going to find in the cards. Any number that the universe wants you to consider a sign, perhaps even if you see it in synchronicities, okay? If you keep seeing this number and you're like, why do I keep noticing that number? It's a sign that your future spouse or your soulmate is coming, okay? For pile number 4, what number will be a sign that their future spouse or soulmate is coming? The number 13, Friday the 13th, all of a sudden you're looking forward to it, okay? The number 13, now this could certainly be a day of the month as well. Perhaps the 13th day of certain months will be lucky for you. You'll feel this energy, or that could be the day that you will meet this particular individual, okay? Very, very nice. Let's see what we can get for you. Perhaps you're seeing like 13, 13, 13s in sequences, okay? Okay, so we have toad, we have identity, we have snail, we also have lion, and we have the subconscious. Very, very interesting. Okay, now, as far as where it is that you're going to be in your life, I get this sense that you are in this place where you're almost like chomping at the bit at your own identity. There's something about you that you are recreating. You are recreating yourself in your own image. I'm getting, and that's a very powerful statement. You're recreating yourself in your own image, as in your inner you, your inner identity. You're finally connecting with that on a subconscious level, and you're writing that down. You're devising who is that person, and you are living that now in the real world. You could be at a place in your life where you're saying, not even who do I want to be, who am I? Who have I failed to be? Who have I failed to show to the world? Who have I always been on the inside that I have yet to push forward as my forward-facing representation on this earth, okay? This idea of toad, very much like a toad turning into a prince or a princess. You are transforming yourself in your own image and showing a part of the real you to the world. I also see that you could be at a place where you're slowing down with the snail. It's not about how quickly you get something, it's about getting it. And you realize good things take time. It's going to take time to turn this toad into a prince or a princess, right? With lion here, I get a certain level of courage. I feel like during this time, you're actually going to be quite outspoken. The roar of a lion specifically, and that sound that frog. I was going to try to do it, but I'm not going to embarrass myself, okay? Because I know it's going to sound really dumb. The sound that toads make. There could be a connection with that when you hear those sounds. You know, like, okay, wait a minute. I'm transforming. It's a nod to I'm transforming. I'm letting my inner lion roar, right? Because I know that I'm pushing to be my authentic self, because that is who my future person is going to fall in love with, not the person that I show while hiding who I am inside. The real me, the nitty gritty, the deep down whatever there is, as Alan Watts says it, right? I am pushing that out into the world, okay? I get a lot of bravery here in the sense of speaking your truth. This, again, this roar coming back to me. Even here, the art of writing, communicating, you might find yourself more loose-lipped, where you used to stomach things and swallow things. You're like, excuse me, I don't think so. You've crossed a boundary. You need to stop gossiping about me. Like there's something vocal about you. You are a vocal advocate, I'm getting, for yourself. And that might be a little bit scary for you. And other people might think, whoa, 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 like this is different. I'm not used to hearing you, okay? It might actually cause a little bit of a rift in some of your relationships, right? This idea of all of a sudden you're speaking your mind and people think you've changed, but it's like, no, I'm just voicing what I've always thought, but I kept quiet for so long, okay? This could cause some rifts here, but you know, you'll refine the message as you get more comfortable with this courage, right? And you'll find ways to deliver the same message in a more graceful way. If you know, to keep the same threat of the roar there without perhaps blowing anybody's eardrums off. Okay. We also have quest, we have impatience, and we have enlightenment here. One thing that you might actually notice a lot is the sun, or imagery of the sun. You could certainly be a Leo, right, with our lion here and these images of the sun here. But this idea of actually focusing on the sun, or seeing the image of the sun on a tarot card, or in a drawing or in a painting, and you kind of gravitating to this idea. Even noticing the sun's rays through a window. Okay, I see that you could feel like you're at a place where, like, I can almost touch that. I could almost touch that sun, because it, you know, when rays come into our rooms, sometimes we want to try to put our hands through it, right? I feel like that could certainly be a sign as well with these two suns here. Okay. Certainly perhaps a desire to want to spend time out in nature. You know what else I'm noticing here too? For some of you, especially if you've had an older person like a grandmother or grandfather in your life, it could even be a parent, but you can see the older imagery here that has passed away. You might actually see them in your dreams. You might daydream about them. You might all of a sudden be driving, listening to a song, and all of a sudden their face comes into your mind, and you're just like, whoa, that was weird. Like, that I would be thinking about them all of a sudden out of the blue, or dreaming about them so often, okay? You might be dreaming about an elderly person either in your life or that has departed, okay? And that could be a nod of them, because even here, like, you notice this one has wings, right? And then this one has this glow, almost like this godly glow, like an angel's halo around it, almost like a communication from beyond, okay? Letting you know that this is a visit in spirit versus a visit in their physical capacity, okay? Quest, impatience, and enlightenment. Yeah, you're coming into this enlightenment of who it is that you have always been, that you've been hiding. Okay, and you're matching that. You're matching your identity, and you're finally speaking on it. You're writing it down. So I almost get like this rush. You might be journaling a lot during this time, or you might see a lot of journals. Like in a movie, you see a journal on a book. You go through Instagram, and all of a sudden you're seeing like bullet journal stuff, right? This idea of writing something down, recording it, a nod to remember your own identity, and to almost put your future spouse or your future soulmate as a part of your identity, as a part of your future goals. You could be staring at one of those vision boards every day, and the symbology that represents this person to you. Okay, very, very interesting. The reason I feel like one of you just asked me, why do you say future spouse or soulmate? Not everybody believes in marriage, so partner connection, right? I try to keep it all in the same wheelhouse. Okay, with you might feel drawn to the outdoors for this particular enlightenment. Like you want to tune into intuition and very much get any whispers from your guides, from your ancestors that you can. In each one of these settings, someone shows up outside in order to receive this message. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Keep your temper. Oh yeah, this is that lion that I felt. This is your lion. Cats in general, cats and lions might be a sign of you on the prowl, of you, even the way that cats move, right? They're just like, I run this house. There's a certain attitude and a sass to cats that you are going to be embodying. So I feel like any cat, a lion or a house cat, right, is a sign to you, not just that you should speak your truth, because your true self is needed. You can't connect with your soulmate until you've revealed your true self and you've had the courage to live as your true self, right? But also a reminder that while you're doing that, to watch your tongue, because it says keep your temper. Don't allow anger to rule you. Okay, very, very interesting. We also have the right way here, and all must have prizes. Very interesting. Yeah. This says trying to please everyone. You're over that. Okay. You're over that. You've been pricked too many times. This young lady holds a thumbnail. Okay. You've been pricked too many times. You're not going to let your guard down. You're developing healthy boundaries here, okay? I also see here with this idea of journaling, perhaps letters. Perhaps you're with snail mail, right? You notice you're getting a lot in the post. You're getting a lot of messages here from people, perhaps a letter in the post from one of your grandparents, right? Or from an older person to communicate something to you. Because even here, this frog, another frog, frogs, okay? Frogs are a sign for you. Even this frog wears a wig. There's something almost like elderly and wise about that. Listening to your grandparents, the elderly people in your life, they don't have to be your blood grandparents, right? And the messages that they are giving you, okay? Again, that could be in the post. Maybe you get a little birthday card and it reminds you, oh, I'm loved, right? That comes through the snail mail here. We have the fates, very nice. Loyal heart, okay. A never-ending story. I see owls too could certainly be a potential sign for you. What else do we have? Extremes. Okay. Trust. Protection. Birds of any kind. Birds, 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 birds. Even here, she has wings and she has wings. Okay. This idea of flight. This idea of movement through the air. Okay. So birds could certainly be a sign for you. I see too this feeling of I almost get like this recognition from you that you understand that loyalty is more important. It's more important to create a loyal relationship than one that is fast and but fleeting. With this idea of snail, right? Slow love is better than cheap love, than mediocre love. A lot of threes coming up here again with this idea of the numbers. Okay, yeah, a lot of threes coming up here for you. I see too that the stars, like you might see stars, because look, stars, stars, stars. You might notice shooting stars. You might like notice yourself gazing at the stars, or stars in movies. You might even watch a lot of like space related stuff with funky planets, sci-fi stuff, right? I can see that here as well. Um, I had mentioned this idea earlier of of heat of the sun, right? And we see that here with the extremes. Okay, perhaps you live somewhere hot, or you're visiting somewhere hot, and you're like, "Damn, it's sweaty. It's hot, but I could run into my future spouse here." Okay, I love this idea of the fates showing up because it very much is a nod to the fact that this is fated to happen. Okay, the universe is holding you in this endeavor. And this idea of stars could again be an elderly person that has passed away that protects you. Okay, very nice. I wanted to mention here too this idea of never-ending story, the never-ending story of the heart here. You have to write a story. You might actually want to start journaling your intention here. Journaling that this is already a part of your identity. Because what you write now in your heart, right? Or even on actual physical paper, actually writing it on physical paper and rereading it every day. Perhaps that's why I got the vision board, okay? That is what's going to cement this thing into your heart, and you're setting the story on the course that it's supposed to be on, okay? A lot of heart shapes too. That certainly could be a feeling that you have in the heart chakra, okay? Like you could feel a warmth there. You could feel like, wow, I feel like a certain alignment here that I haven't felt in that particular area of my chest. A fulfilled, a weight even lifted off of it, lighter in the chest area. You don't hold anxiety the way that you used to. You feel even free like a bird, like you're out of your nest now. You're out of the cage. Your heart is at a minimum. Okay, so hearts and birds, something very, very much. And the sun and the moon. Again, this idea of these orbs of light, right? Really showing themselves to you. Very, very beautiful. That was your reading pile number 4. Now, I wanted to let you know that I do have an Ask Me Anything starting tomorrow from 11 a.m. going on through a good portion of the afternoon, doing a little bit extra because I felt bad for only being able to do an hour last week. So if you have any questions about love, about finances, career, your life path, messages that your guides or the universe has for you, please join me on Instagram, and I'll try to answer as many questions as I can in the time frame that we have. And I will post that to my Instagram stories, the question box for where you can ask your question when the AMA starts at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I also have another video coming out tomorrow about intimacy. I know you guys enjoyed the last intimacy video, so we're doing an intimacy video with a little bit of a twist, okay? That will be out tomorrow as well. I want to thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you found the video helpful. If you find any signs that I might have missed, please leave them in the comments below, because I know that it helps other people, okay? And if you have any questions for me, or you want to let me know if the reading resonated, you can leave a comment down below as well. Alrighty, take care of yourselves. Until tomorrow. Bye-bye.